And so the challenge is to really extend the network. One of the things I think is really great about UNT is a minority-majority school. There are very few schools that can say that. You know, if you think about it, right? So that means over 50% of the population is of color. That is the way the world is. So if you're able to navigate that and then develop relationships with other people of different ethnic backgrounds and persuasions, then I think you're better off. Professionally, I think it is important to get to know people that are in the band network. I mean, really get to know them, reach out to them. I would also say if you do attend school in Denton, you also want to go out into the community, because I think personally, a lot of students stay on campus too much, right? When I was in my undergraduate school, I spent a lot of my time in the community, and that community, the Black community, really helped me develop as a person, right? I went to church, I talked to people in the community, and so when I got ready to graduate, I had job offers from people that worked for General Motors and other places because I extended myself. So I think it's really important, right? To just know where you are, whether on campus, whether in the community, and then professionally, right?
I think Harry's point is very well taken, and he's very modest. He's also the founder of the Black Film Festival, which is a tremendous opportunity in terms of community engagement, but also I've sent interns to work with his Black Film Festival, because you bring in national, international folks to help. You get to meet filmmakers. That's just one opportunity. We also host the Mayborn Literary Nonfiction Conference, and Andy Young, the former mayor of Atlanta and former UN ambassador, literally was the keynote speaker, and students had the opportunity to engage one-on-one with him, just as an example. I will also share with you, not only am I a professor, I'm a journalist, and I've also been a publisher in a Fortune 500 company. So I have connections that I share with my students, and I'm very proud to share that I have students who are currently working for CBS. I have students who are working for USA Today. Those are former students who have leveraged those opportunities, and I can pick up the phone and call somebody and say, this kid, vouch for this young person, and get them opportunities, because internships are required in the Mayborn School of Journalism.
I just wanted to make one more comment on that as far as your career opportunities. Denton is so close to the DFW area. And with that, it brings so many opportunities. We have so many companies coming to my department, other departments, to try and get students to do internships, because it's right up the street. So being here, not in the city, but close to the city, brings opportunities. So yes.
You raise a good point about DFW. How many of you knew that DFW is the 5th largest media market in the country? Very few. What that means is there are over 60,000 people who work at DFW Airport. They're talking about building another airport in McKinney, but you've got Dallas Love. For anybody who's interested in aeronautics, and I fly a lot, but that's just something I want to share with you. The other thing is that it's a retail center and it's an advertising hub. There are all kinds of opportunities because of where we are strategically located. And you can go from DFW to Dubai. I've done it because I did an accreditation visit last January. Literally, you can get to anywhere in the world. So we are strategically located, and you have access to international markets. So don't underestimate that.
I just wanted to kind of talk about like the networking aspect that you had asked. So from a student perspective, how I kind of leverage and kind of gain my network, I would say is being involved. One, by being involved in different organizations, it allowed me to gain skills that equipped me for, getting into the workforce, but also internships. I'm in the College of Business, so it's required for me to have an internship, but also I work in the Career Center. And so one of the things they stress is Handshake, which that's a place where you can find internships, part-time jobs, full-time jobs, on campus, off campus, anywhere in the United States. And so part of that, I was able to intern at Adidas North American headquarters this past summer in Portland, Oregon. And so that's kind of how one of the reasons how I kind of leverage my networking is by kind of being in organizations and gaining those skills and talking to people and really telling them, you know, this is what I want, this is what I want to do. And so with that, since I was able to have that internship, I now have connects up in Adidas where I can kind of talk to them saying, hey, this is what I want to do, this is where I'm from, and then pass that along because I don't like to gatekeep. So yeah.
You gave such a good segue to my next slide.
Can I add something really quick?
I appreciate you.
Cal? Yes. Okay, really quick. I just wanted to hop on what everybody else is just saying. So I graduated in 2005, like I said. I left Texas in 2006, and I came back last year. My degree is in radio, TV, and film, and so I'm in media production and things like that. And so in the last year and a half, I've gotten so many connections and opportunities. I just did a TED Talk a few months ago from coming back, and UNT really just, I jumped back in and they supported me in the process. So even though I wasn't even here for 17 years, I came back and my network at UNT was able to help me get connected in Dallas that fast. So I'm gonna add that.
Do you have an audience question?
All right.
If you are automatically admitted to the university as a freshman or transfer student with a 3.0 unweighted GPA, you automatically are considered for excellent scholarships. That's just you having good grades and getting scholarships for that. Then we have about, I believe, 200 scholarships on the Eagle Student Scholarship Portal. So one of those I'm actually in charge of. It's called the Multicultural Scholastic Award. So if you come in as a freshman, it's a 4-year award. It's an extra $1,000 per semester. You do have to do community service. If you saw any of the students today in olive green shirts pointing you around, they're actually some of our MSA scholars. And if you are a transfer student, it's for 2 years, $1,000 per semester. And then a lot of the academic units also give additional scholarships as well, too. So Dr. Bland talked about Mayborn having scholarships, the College of Business, College of Engineering, they might have additional scholarships. Some of those scholarships are specifically targeting historically marginalized groups in those specific fields. So it's really important that you review those different websites that the colleges have, because sometimes the colleges don't get a lot of applicants for their scholarships, and you end up getting a bigger scholarship than you expected. Also at UNT, we do always leverage to make sure that we are giving students the most advantageous financial aid package. So if you are Pell Grant and Texas Grant eligible, for example, but you also get scholarships and student loans, if any time your package needs to be adjusted because you're going over the cost of attendance by federal standards, we're always going to make sure you get scholarships and grants first and reduce the loan amount as much as possible. We've actually reduced our outgoing student debt at UNT by about 11% over the last 3 years, because that's a big priority for our institution. And we just actually created a big integrated finance center that includes the Student Learning Management Center, Student Accounting, and Student Financial Aid representatives, so we can coach students from the time that they're coming in to the time they're going out. That was probably more than you asked for, but I hope it helped. Anybody else have anything they wanted to add to?
Yes. From a science perspective, I recommend everyone to look into the area that they're going into and see what professional organizations are a part of that. So I have an undergraduate degree in electrical engineering, so I found, of course, NSBE, the National Society of Black Engineers. They have a ton of scholarships. So yes, you apply to the university scholarships as well as professional organization scholarships. Okay. Hello. All right. So especially to the professional organization. So if you're knowing you're gonna major in something, just look for that professional organization that's out there. They provide scholarships. Like if you're gonna major in business, the National Black MBA Association provides that also. Thank you.
And I will also add, like for me, I come from Dallas Oak Cliff, so I was looking at like local organizations or fraternities and sororities that was offering scholarships, so I got scholarships through that. Also, my high school counselors told me more about like scholarships that was offered. Like Scholarshot is one good program if you're looking to like get your textbooks and all of that stuff paid for. So they pay for my textbooks each semester. And then another thing that students typically do when they come on campus is they look into their resident assistant, like becoming a resident assistant or working in housing. So it's a lot of it's a lot that comes with the role, but becoming a resident assistant, you get your housing paid for, as well as like your meal plan and dining and stuff like that. So that's something I did starting my sophomore year, and my housing is covered and my meal plan is covered. So that's one less thing I have to worry about.
I also want to put in a plug for one of my former students. Her name is Carlin Green, and she has a YouTube channel, and literally she's helped hundreds of thousands of students, hundreds of thousands of scholarships. She basically finds them and helps students literally write their cover letters for scholarships. So that's another opportunity. Just do Carlin Green or email me and I'll send you a link to her.
I just wanted to make a quick announcement. It is 2 o'clock. If you were wanting to go to the student org fair or 2 o'clock session, we're gonna keep going because we do have the room, but just in case you were planning to go to anything else, I just want to make that announcement really quickly.